Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Island of the Lost, and this is session 10. Thank you all for joining us for this milestone. We, seeing how we had to miss a week because of some technical issues and everything, we will probably do a catch up here. I believe someone said they had a catch up for prepared.
Oh, me. I do.
Yeah,
I
go
do.
ahead and take us back to where we left off.
All right.
Catch everyone up.
Previously on Island of the Lost. Day 76, the long night cycle 5000. The golden Freyine Relia slipped into a dark dimension. There, she found herself in a sea of crumbling bones and the chittering cries of the truly lost of the island, the unclaimed souls of the damned, the dead, falling into a pit of morbid decay. She encountered a cryptic avian creature. This creature spoke, and it desired to teach Relia a lesson, and a lesson she would learn, for if she failed, it would lead to her ultimate demise. Blocking out the cries of the dead, Relia struggled through the distractions and saw the truth of the riddle posed to her, to the earth and to the sky. The secrets of the precepts were learned, and with this knowledge came a new name, the name being her greatest weakness and failing in life, now proudly worn as a declaration of her newfound solemn determination. Her name is Solitude, guardian of the dead, wayfarer of the river of Ameles, servant of the pale jackal, servant of Death Square. Meanwhile, the Chthon, the great rock-beak, the iron-shelled, the breaker of chains, the eater of flesh, and the one-eyed Willy received disturbing reports of more disappearances. Salamanders have been suspected, yet they have not been accounted for, and no signs of sirens yet as well. To bolster the survival of the community, the enforcers have been reinstated, and a semblance of order has returned to the streets. In addition to the various taxation reforms, a renewed focus on agricultural sectors, and a 207% increase in military spending, the township known as the Prison Village, or the Paradise Slums, is growing to become quite a formidable and economic military power in the region. However, problems have arisen. Relia has gone missing. In a huff and a puff, the Chthon Rockbeak scoured his kingdom and found no trace of her, until some strange, ephemeral apparition came before him and showed Rockbeak a vision of what had just occurred to Relia. He saw a horrible sight as Relia was stalked and taken down by Oenir, the betrayer. Furious, he roared into the darkness of the jungle and the long night. Meanwhile, Oenir the bob and she and Dar the speaking tree trudged on through the thickets of the jungle, avoiding the flying demons that inhabit the skies of the long night. Their goal? The slug village in the distant swamps. And after narrowly escaping a huge swamp dragon by climbing a tree, they eventually made it to the outskirts of the village. But there, as they spoke about their future plans, they saw evidence that revealed the method of the slug's wood-bending ninjutsu, to use a lack of a better word. But this method is harmful and even blasphemous to the trees. After meeting with their leader and exchanging a heated debate, a heated exchange of harsh words, acidic spit, and even throwing a stick at the Slug King, the Slug people were cowed before the glory of the great speaking tree and his righteous wrath, and they bent the knee, though figuratively, as they have no knees. Dar, safely escorted to the Slug people's village, stands there, a symbol of admiration of these strange, primitive peoples. Oenir rests in the trees, troubled, eager to return to the village to get help in order to get the Slug people to help them. And with that, we'll take it away, our illustrious Flame Tender.
Thank you for that wonderful look back into the previous session. And now, we will begin with Oenir and what she is doing on this night.
On this night, Aenir is sitting cross-legged in her meditative trance position, sitting Indian style. Her cloak is wrapped around her as she's trying to get some warmth into her, though it's quite a humid climate. It's still a bit of a chill on this particular night. A long night. There's not been any sun for 2 days now, 3 days maybe. She's sitting there with her eyes slightly half opened as she's in her trance and will intend to sleep until she no longer needs to sleep, and then she'll awaken.
She rests, and the rest is she delves into the realm of nightmares on Ajira's night. Something she's most likely become accustomed to, spending the majority of her life in the dark forest. And well, nightmares can be troubling and can sting at the heart of your most vulnerable weaknesses in your mind and your psyche. She traverses the nightmare with relative ease after a lifetime of experience with it. Nothing particularly terrible befalls her this night. And we will go on to her recovering from this meditation and waking up, so to speak.
So my vision fades from that realm and into the waking world as I disconnect my tether from the lands of my great ancestral home, the Fae, as I re-establish myself in the fleshlands in the waking world. I then slightly twitch my ears side to side, and as a reflexive, paranoid gesture, I then scan my immediate surroundings for any danger or for anything sneaking up on me. Turn and look around, large eyes peering in the darkness.
There are many noises, many sounds, many glowing eyes in the dark of the jungle, but nothing appears to be approaching you or stalking you or any such manner at the moment.
I then look around and see it stand up, and as I take it, this slug village is up in the trees. It's sort of up on,
Yes.
yeah.
It is, for anyone familiar, it's similar to the Wookiee villages in Kashyyyk from the Star Wars.
Yes,
If anyone's
yes.
familiar with that, essentially it has these huts built on the branches of massive tree limbs that are large enough to support someone walking on and multiple people even walking side by side. And then in between these branches are primitive rope bridges crafted out of vines, and they have a system where they just to get up and down, they lower and raise vines up and down from the tree branches.
Hmm. So I stand and look around, kind of find admiring this strange place. The ingenious way that they've managed to blend something strange like a building, but incorporated into something natural and wholesome like a tree, which, yeah, I sort of appreciate that. I mean, it's at least a better way of building a city as opposed to cutting wood down and desecrating it like they do in the village. So, slowly a feeling of these people, an understanding of these slug people are in tune or in harmony with their natural surroundings, as opposed to creatures whom are essentially savages from the cities. So that's sort of strange juxtaposition. Um, against the primitive side of these peoples, yet their civilized nature and the architectural construction of these buildings. So I admire that for a little while. I will also peer out and see if I can catch a sight of Dar, the speaking tree. As I walk around this large sort of village, I will also take an opportunity to perhaps collect some hanging moss and other such other like useful ingredients for various concoctions. Just as I happen to find them and come across them, I will collect them.
And Da, please describe yourself and what you are doing at the moment.
So Dar is with one level of exhaustion. He is unhappily talking to people, the little slug people that are gathered around him. He's telling them, uh, telling them what has been happening with the village, and that the entire island is being held prisoners by these usurping storm sharks that have taken the blessed Yilnock's wind and then turned it against, all. He's like letting like he's also in that, like, upon explaining the situation, and how it's very important to get back the seed that he got. He was like adamantly just trying to convert these people from the faith of Mother Yurga to the faith of Yilnock, which is difficult because I don't actually think these people actually served Mother Yurga. So he would be going about, how her, her mother, this goddess isn't actually a goddess of motherhood, as same as Kikahia. They are twisted abominations of the love of the birth mother gives to a child. These are, these gods take something which is natural, which Yilnock gives to us, and perverts it into something unnatural, perverts it into something unclean. And they're like, oh yeah, no, yeah, oh yeah. You're probably just like, oh yeah, no, yeah, we get that, that's fine. And he's just, okay, so you'll convert away from the Great Serpent? Oh no. So he's having a tough time doing some thing of the situation and some proselytizing. Just being, yeah. In character whenever you are ready. But he's essentially doing what he needs to do before heading off to sleep, because he.
And as Oenir recovers from her rest, and goes to find Daw exhausted and chatting up the village. She notices you can see the sky somewhat from the village. It's fairly high up, and it's not quite as obscured as the ground level, and you can kind of see the sky and see the moons a little better. And she'll notice, after coming out of her trance, that the moons are now orange instead of white tonight.
Would I know what?
Yes, you would both be aware what that means.
The hunting moons are upon us tonight. Have I slept too long? I must go to speak to Da. And as I make my way down one of the various vine bridges or rope causeways,
I'm kind of hunched over because there's a lot of, in this area. The slug people barely get to like 3'5" or whatever. They're like a small sort of, and so somebody who is ridiculously large and heavy can't really cross their rope bridges. So he's kind of stuck in the main area where they kind of pulled him up.
They're about 4 feet tall on average, roughly, and they're about 5 feet long. So they're long but short. Divine
Yeah.
bridges do actually support a surprising amount of weight.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and
All
the
right.
slugs themselves are not exactly light either. They're just kind of short but very long.
Oh, the chunky boys. All right.
Yeah. So
I'm.
as I make my way down towards the level you're on, or the tree level patio
Mm, mm,
pergola
yeah.
thing that you're on, I make my way and I carefully scoot with my hoofs side to side, trying to avoid the trails of slime which covers
Yeah.
all the boardwalks, everything. Like it's
Yeah.
almost slipping various moments. It's kind of like this place is like an icy Disneyland obstacle course where everything is just covered in this,
Yeah.
instead of ice, it's just slime. And so, I'm basically doing a bit of platforming
Yeah. Just
in
a bit
order
of
to get to
platforming.
you. um, jumping over
But yeah.
barrels and trying to swing across, avoiding as much slime as possible. I'll fail, but I will at least make an effort.
But yeah. When he's had enough, Dice is gonna command his now loyal and terrified subjects to depart from him as he sees his friend approaching.
Yeah, as you.
And like he's kind of like he sees what you're doing. Like, oh shit! Kind of like moves, incredibly slowly over to like where you are, and
Yeah.
tries to like reach out a ridiculously long, gnarled arm to assist you in balancing yourself across uh, this gross floor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I grab a hold of that, kind of like uneasy on one foot, just trying to balance, and then I grab a hold of you. Thank you. I am awake now. How long have I slept for? It's now the day of. It's the last day now. The orange
You
moons are upon us.
were very tired.
Yes. Are you
I'm kind of
okay?
like,
You're speaking slower than usual. Have you slept as well?
no,
Oh wow.
they needed guidance.
Yes.
And he points a gnarled finger at the slug people who are hastily um, bowing as they retreat, leaving the slime trails ahead of them.
Kind of looking at them. Are they evil?
Like, uh, Dar stops pointing and places his hand, his hand between his tusks, and just massages his forehead. No, just stupid.
Hmm.
Just trying to rub the sleep from his eyes, which he never got to have.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he looks worn out, exasperated, and just a little bit pissed.
Yeah, yeah. The sleep looks like tiny, tiny, tiny acorns as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So, as there's like pebbles kind of fall from your eyes and just dunk
Yeah.
dunk on the wooden floors.
Yeah, pretty much.
Will you be
It's
safe
all,
here?
yep.
I
Amber.
excuse me. Some of this hanging moss is caught in my throat. Would you like some? This will be good for Oh, you don't have nails. Don't worry. Maybe someone. It will look nice. Don't worry. I'm still waking up. I need to go. I need to go back to the village. It's been too long. Will you be safe here?
I will not come to harm.
That's good.
Will you be safe traveling alone? Raising an eyebrow.
I've done it
Dart
before.
isn't. Yeah, Dart isn't wearing a mask at the moment. He got burned away by acid, and he hasn't had a chance to get a new one. So like, um, you can tell that he's not looking at you.
Yeah.
it's like the empty sockets of his eyes. He's kind of facing ever so slightly the wrong direction,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's kind of a little bit unnerving. But like he's looking at you through his staff, but he doesn't really care where his face is pointed,
yeah,
so he's
yeah,
just moving it about randomly.
yeah. That's right. That's right. So I kind of like, kind of reading this strange body language. I try and shift over so that you're facing me. Kind of like, hello, are you speaking? Are we having a conversation here? Kind of like edge towards the where you're
Yeah,
looking.
yeah,
Every now and then glancing at the direction where you're kind of like, just deadpan, just staring. And there happens to be like a giant
yeah.
slug, just climbing up one of the ladders, and it's like it's got his back to you, and you're looking at his butt or something. And I'm just looking at that. I'm looking at you, and just I will be okay. I will be fine. I've traveled through the dark forest many times, and it does not make a big difference whether it was this night, though. You do have to be careful, but it's important.
You have the dome carving.
Of course, yes, It's just at the very bottom. I just grab it out of the straw satchel. Here it is.
Oh, so what happened to your hat?
Oh, it broke, so I made it into a satchel, and yeah, it's not ever since I saw that vision on the beach. I've not needed it as much. The sun's been nice, but it's
Flame
sturdy.
Tender, is hers is like your skin a different shade?
It's whereas before the skin would have been kind of a bit dry, slightly flaky, sunburnt multiple times, reddened. Now it's still a paleness to it, but it's kind of like a healthy glow, and even a slight tinge of a
A white
bronze
gold?
tint. Yeah, like a white gold, but kind of like it's slightly burnished. It's kind of a strange sort of tint to it. It's white, it's pale, but it's a slight burnished tint to it, which looks quite not looks a lot better, a lot cleaner, a lot clearer than it has been for the last couple of chains. It's a lot better now. The bags under the
And
eyes have gone, and just the nose is not as red, and the freckles have also kind of like melded back into the skin, no longer so obvious and distinct.
And also, you've got an extra level of attractive, which Dara's now
Ever
noticing.
since,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, she's been looking after herself. Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
It's like, hmm, I should make you a new one regardless.
Thank you. I nod at that.
And if you're holding out the little deer figure or like holding it at all, I'm gonna reach out and like a long finger, and then transfer my vision to that,
Hmm.
and kind of like and you see Dar. His weight shifts, and he starts looking in a random other direction. But uh, like with the change in perception, like uh, like he's seeing himself, and like he wasn't really concentrating on that before. He's at your eye height level, roughly looking up at himself,
Yeah.
and he realizes he looks dreadful. Like he's covered in slime, bits of twigs, Like
Dirt.
he looked,
You covered mud on yourself a couple of days ago
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Like I'm covered in mud, and just like with with like the wounds that just like open and then close themselves, and so there's just like bits of extra stuff growing out which he hasn't like preened off, and he's just there being like, oh god, I look a mess. And like,
So,
yeah, his face kind of crinkles in disgust for a second. Uh, uh, I need rest.
yes. Please do. I then start to take out, and sort of like it's going to be really weird, crazy amount of movement as I then take the dough and jumble it around in my hand as I then
No,
with the other hand.
like if you're like, okay, if you rapidly move the thing which he's seeing through,
Yeah.
his world just goes blurry.
Yeah. So that's what happens. As I just like spin it in one hand, as then I reach in with my other hand, so I free the other hand and I reach with my other hand into the patch, into the satchel I have, and I take out some just various bits of the straw that makes up the satchel, and then I begin to tie it together. And I said, if you could help me a little bit, as I then stand in front of you, trying to tie the dough to my horns like I did the first time, because that's apparently what I think you want me to do, because that's what you
Yeah.
do. When you poke the deer has to go on my head, and I don't understand why, but this is what we have to do. So,
This is the ritual we have. So
yeah.
when my world stops fucking cartwheeling, like he kind
And
of
then
goes
as
just
you kind of move around and say hello, I kind of like poke you with the deer. Can you help me?
ah, please hold it still.
Okay, I do.
And like he kind of massages his temple again. And he's going to flame tender roll weaving to help attach the dough to the head. Yeet. Oh, it's an 8 and a 5. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
mean,
16.
Oh no, this is gonna be a
That's
permanent
21.
fixture.
yeah, that thing, you got a 20 something, you said?
21.
Yeah, you tie it on, it's not going to come off. Like somebody's going to have to literally forcefully rip it off before it's coming off.
Oh,
You got
God.
it tied on extremely
Sorry.
secure.
Great, you make a hammock. You make a special hammock. Like it's just a dough-sized, like deer-sized hammock. It's just everything's just perfect.
Oh, no. Sorry. Oh, it's straw. You can just tear it. It's fine. Yeah. So, Dar is going to nod, and then, like, make his way to, yeah, make his way to where the obvious exit is from this place, and yeah, start waiting for an appropriate time to wave goodbye and to exchange blessings.
Okay. So as we
Like
do,
while you get ready and shit.
yeah, as I do, I grab my things and I say, I'm going to go. Oh, I'll be back with the. Once I speak to Rockbeak about the plan about killing this or trapping this, whatever this thing is, the swamp dragon.
I think they may call it a great serpent.
The great serpent. Well, yes. Great serpent.
Like he's kind of scratching his head, being like, I didn't see legs on it, but it looked too big to be a snake. I don't know what's going on.
I'm off. Take care, Da.
And
I'll be back as soon as possible.
yeah, and he's going to before you leave, be like, one moment. And expending a point of prana, he's going to open his third eye, which is incredibly obvious now he doesn't have a mask.
Hmm.
And like it just kind of like his forehead kind of like splits from like the if he had a hairline from there all the way down to the bridge of his nose, and it kind of just forces his face, kind of morphing his features, and so like this eye, which kind of looks like it was carved from wood. So it's like knots or eyes that you get in like normal wood,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, sort of like that, but it's like bulging outwards,
Ah,
and
cool.
it has like a soft sort of like a sheen of amber, or
Ah,
varnish, so it looks like it's unmoving in the middle of his forehead.
yeah. I take a gasp
But
at that. I've never seen that before. Like, oh, gotta look at you.
um, and Flame Tender, seeing her kind of essence, is she going okay? Like, is she currently safe?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
her
for my
seeing
situation. For the flame for my situation, it's been 3 days since the last 8, so I'm on 13 out of 13 vig. I'm on 10 at the moment. So like I'm not
she
like
is
yeah.
Well,
you wouldn't really describe what you see as damaged. Like she hasn't been. It appears that she hasn't been attacked, but her life force seems weaker. Not necessarily weak, as in she's not
hmm,
crippled or severely hurt or damaged or anything. And it's obvious she hasn't been attacked, but putting
hmm,
two and two together, you're fairly sure that it's probably something to do with not eating in a decent while,
hmm.
as she has become wont to do, is to not eat for extended periods of time at this point.
Have I cottoned on to the fact that how she eats is with the claws yet?
Um, I don't believe you've actually seen her eat yet, but she did
Yeah,
mention something about it before about how she has to drain people's life essence. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like how she hunts. Yeah. So seeing that is just he's gonna do like the friend thing and drop in character voice so the scene goes a little bit quicker. Uh, have you eaten? Have
Not
Are you all right?
I'm okay. Not recently, but I'm going to go tend to that soon. I'll be okay. This isn't
I
the longest
want
I've been
you.
without.
I want you to be safe
I am
before you
fine.
make this journey.
I'm fine. This is not going to affect me.
Mm,
I've been through far
I
worse, Star.
worry about you.
I
Edmund.
shake my head.
Be
I've
safe.
been far worse. As you see, like the dough sort of shake as well.
Yeah, yeah. And like, it's really weird looking at somebody with your your spiritual vision while looking at yourself from your quote unquote normal vision.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm kind of seeing you superimposed over me,
Yeah.
and it's weird. So it's just like, oh god. But it's like in that moment, Dar sees himself in Oenir. He sees and he sees a part of Oenir in himself. Uh, we are both haunted, you and I. We have needed to learn to hide, to run. If you
Such is the
need
cycle, as you
anything,
said. But
let me
we
know.
shall see.
Hmm?
Such is the cycle, as you said before, but we shall see. I have other ideas. I've got other plans. But first we have to
Okay.
get off this island, and going back to the village is the best way for us to work towards that. I'll be fine, after all, aren't you I kind of poke. You see a huge clawed kind of finger, kind of like poking towards the direction of the deer. After all, he gave me this. Dink, 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 dink.
He kind of like he's
Yeah.
he's bow-legged anyway.
Yeah.
But whenever anything like jostles the thing which which is in his vision that he doesn't expect, that's why he uses his staff. He can manipulate it and hold it steady, and when he moves it, he knows where it's going to move, so he
Yeah.
can we'll work it out. But if somebody else is moving the thing which has his vision on, he just loses balance because his vision's going one way and his inner ear isn't, and he's just like, oh fuck. So he kind of puts his arms out to steady himself, and it doesn't work, and so he keeps on doing it. He ends up kind of like fully like total wingspan, just hunched over, being like, "I want this to stop." Um,
Are you sure you're gonna be okay? As I look at you crouching,
I'm
squatting.
fine. Just slab squatting in a teapot. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, but yeah, he kind of like closes, ends the spell, which gives him his spiritual vision.
Yeah, you see the deer go close towards yourself as Oenir will then nuzzle your head, and then I'm off. I'll see you soon. And then she'll turn and
Godspeed, trolls.
troll speed. Yeah. As then I will then dash off, kind of like Sonic.
Zoom!
Zoom.
Yeah, Sonic, and I'm like, I'm holding on to anything.
It's a roller coaster,
shit,
man.
she's fast.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster, man. It's a 25 speed roller coaster. You know, as she's darting and running down, sliding down the various causeways and raking down the sides of trees and barks and just climbing down these strange vine-like rope as she makes her way to the jungle floor on the edge of the swamp and darting stealthily, but quickly as well.
And so Dar's going to find a place to sit, and kind of like, he isn't going to sleep, but he's going to meditate. So hopefully his exhaustion doesn't get worse, but he's like he wants to make sure that you make it safe and sound before he rests. Besides, like, there's not really much that he can do, but he just wants to keep an eye on you. And when he goes to sleep, he loses that vision thing, and so when he wakes up, he won't have it again.
And as Oenir travels through the swamp and then through the jungle at extraordinary speed, gracefully overcoming any obstacle in her path, flawlessly lunging over log and bush, nimbly evading even the faintest sign of predators or any hostility, she makes it back to the village unburdened by Daw the Speaking Tree's slow, cumbersome form, with time left to spare as the moon still hanging in the sky on the same day. And then we see Rockbeak, the Iron-Shelled, patrolling the village as is his custom to do. And on his patrol, that hate still inside of him about witnessing firsthand his friend's betrayal. He sees Oenir, the betrayer, emerge from the woodlands, entering into the village proper, just as he happens to be walking past.
Rockbeak is going to run up there and freaking talk some shit to her. He's gonna waddle his fat ass over there as fast as he can.
Alright, take the scene, Rockbeak.
How dare you show your face here, traitor? I know what you did.
Stop in my tracks as I turn, facing you, as you're humphering down the street towards me. Kind of look a bit exhausted, a bit tired. Rockbeak? So, are you running at me, or are you just like walking?
I'm running at you.
You're running at me.
I'm coming at you, bro.
Okay. As I see that, then just fully alert, my ears shoot up the side of my head as I then turn and look behind me towards where something's behind me, no doubt. That's what Rockbeak's looking at. So I'm looking behind me to see what's that. So I turn my back at you as I'm looking off towards the direction. Where?
And I am going to make a charge attack on Oenir.
All right.
All right. Oenir is caught unaware by this, I'm assuming, looking the other direction.
Yeah, I'm not expecting it at all. So it'll just be my it'll be a defense roll, but without my dex, I believe it will just be my evade, because it'll basically be taken by surprise.
I'm going to use my wrecking ball attack on her.
All right, make that roll.
All right, so +3 for me total. There we go. All right, that's a total of 11.
I got a 21.
There you go. So what's you know, I got 11, so you boost at least once, I think.
Yeah, one boost. Yep, one boost.
Okay. So that is
take it away with damage and description.
So that's 13 damage.
13. Okay, shit. All right, I am in the quick.
Boosted once, so that's 14 damage because he boosted once.
Oh, okay. So I'm deep in the quick. Take it away.
Oh god, this is horrible. Why? Okay. Rockbeak is charging. He throws his spear down, and as he builds momentum, he curls into his shell and begins rolling at a high velocity towards Oenir, whose back is to him.
Yeah.
And at the last second, as she hears this rumbling boulder coming towards her, she turns around
to see this, and she tries to jump down low, or at least she jumps up in the air trying to jump over you, but as you're kind of like caught up in your ball and the momentum is rolling, you're rolling, you start bouncing against the floor, and you actually bounce up into the air. And then hit me. Go ahead. You take it away.
So I take you into the quick.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that I hit you with such force that some bones are broken.
Yeah.
Maybe a rib or two are broken as you're rolled over, and this bulldozer just flattened you. And I hit into you, and flawlessly, I just pop out of my shell and transition into a walk as I walk back over to you as you lay on the floor.
Yeah.
And I'll put my
crushed, boom, like the sharp shell, like the sharp shell protrusions from the Rockbeak has cut and pierced into Oenir, as then she's also just tremendous internal bleeding, as she is just and several broken bones and maybe even a broken pelvis as well, as she lies there just in the dirt. The deer carving has flown such tremendous force that even Dar's weaving could not hold that on. That also fell out, and perhaps one of its legs have broken as it lies there sadly on the side of the streets, as it's still dark, it's still the long night, so like the hunting moons are above, as Oenir is
in the forest somewhere.
Yeah.
With the slug people. Dar just screams no. And he can't hear what's happening, but he just he just saw Rockbeak come out of nowhere, and just all of a sudden his vision is just spinning and obscured with just flecks of blood, which are covering
as it comes to rest in the muck of the street and looks up, and all Dahl can see clearly now in the darkness is Aramon's twin eyes, the hunting moons, staring down at him as he loses context for what's going on in the situation otherwise.
As in that
And with
moment,
that,
yeah.
yep, go back. I was gonna just say hand the scene back over to you guys.
Oh, okay. With that, I'll attempt to scramble up, knees buckling, uh, horrendous amounts of just bruising, huge amounts of bruising, and even some bone protrusions. As I shakily, adrenaline pumping, my eyes are wide with fury, confusion, anger, pain, as I look at Rockbeak continuing his assault. I suppose now it will be reaction rolls.
Before either of you can react to the situation any further, you see Relia, or the person you knew as Relia, actually materialize between the two of you.
Jeez. Okay.
So you
Sure.
can say do what you will, Relia, as or Solitude, I should say, as you materialize in between your two friends, seeing Oenir beaten and bruised and Rockbeak with rage in his eyes.
My eyes widen at this sight. I'm having a little difficulty seeing because my eyes are not accustomed to the darkness of this time. But when I see, I say,
You hear a wet, heavy patter coming from Oenir. Wet, dripping. She's breathing just barely, wheezing. Her lungs have been almost crushed, as and some various, perhaps even pierced, as she's coughing and hacking, kind of bent over. It's hard to see. You can't see the extent of the damage because she's still wearing her green cloak, but she's kind of like bowled over. Just she looks like she's about to run away. She there's this extreme amount of horror and fright and just like a deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car and they just got hit. And she's just about to run. It looks like, but you see that in a split second.
so in my mind, I'm sort of thinking that something had attacked in the ear, and Rockbeak is angry because possibly can't see or something that came from the bushes or something that that he may have hit her. Not thinking at all that this was actually Rockbeak that caused the damage. So I look around. I swiftly look around, see if I see anything at all. Any other?
The only thing you notice is the Rockbeak's shell is splattered with blood, and he is staring near down with his one good eye. And Rockbeak, you see Relia materialize before you, putting into question for the first time in your mind the vision you received. She's literally right there. How could she be dead and be standing in front of you at the same time? And it starts to bring into question those things, and your emotions start to tug you in multiple different directions, and you basically, your emotions are kind of getting confused now, and you can make a meditation check if you will.
Okay, let me see. Oh man, I hate this. Yeah, 13.
All right, Rockbeak actually is able to discern that his emotions have been manipulated, and he shakes it off. As he doesn't know what happened to him, but he only knows is he wasn't himself, and that something had taken hold inside of him that was not himself. And seeing Relia's face, looking at him, examining him, snaps him back to reality.
Doing this realization hitting him, and then he looks down at Anir's broken body on the ground. His eye widens, and he waddles over there as fast as he can. Like, oh no, Anir, what have I done? No, we need a healer over here. And then I'm gonna make a barber roll, and I'm gonna try to stabilize. I don't know, just do whatever rock we can to help Anir.
Unfortunately, with Relia appearing out of nothing again, which is fucking terrifying, and then Rockbeak running at me with now screaming something, and he's kind of coming at me with his hands, so utterly just wounded, so horribly wounded. I'm gonna attempt to escape, and flee into the jungle, as this is too much. She's gonna basically try and escape with a 19 speed.
Does anyone wish to try to stop her? Because if so, we can do a reaction for that. But if no one's physically trying to restrain her, then we can just say she goes.
No, Rockbeak is just running over to her to try to heal her, and I'm pretty sure she can hop up and jump off into the forest before the jungle before he gets over there with his waddling.
No, I'm not gonna try to stop her.
Right, I hiss and then cough and then kind of yell and yelp as I push myself, my broken body, into the jungle, away from, as far away and as fast as I possibly can away as this is. I'm about to die, and I need to leave. There's too much. It's just too much going on for Oenir, as she just needs to run, and she just barely manages to escape, despite how quick she is, how light she is on her feet. Just basically her bottom torso, midsection torso down is that's basically where the main damage occurred from that hit, and she flees into the jungle. However, leaving a trail of an obvious trail of blood, so it's not going to be difficult to follow.
So as I see her running off, I shift my gaze to Rockbeak. Rockbeak, what has happened?
You were dead. She attacked you. She drained your life force. That's what the ghost ogre told me. He showed me. My mind. He played tricks on my mind. I acted out of anger. Oh no! What have I done?
You spoke with a spirit.
There was some dead ogre that came and showed me. He told me that you were dead, and that Oenir killed you, and my mind was clouded with bloodlust. I wasn't thinking, and oh, by the goddess, what have I done?
Doesn't make any sense. I look up towards the orange moons. Well, Oenir is going alone now, and especially tonight, it's dangerous. I'm going to follow after her, but you stay here.
Ruppy just hangs his head and just looks at the ground, and
have you come back to your senses at least? You understand that she's not the enemy.
That ogre ghost, he played tricks with my mind. Oh no, what have I done? And Rockbeak just starts crying, and he falls to his knees.
So I look sorrowfully towards him, as if I want to comfort him, but knowing that life could be very well in danger, I begin following the trail of blood best I can. Hesitating slightly almost, I go to reach out my hand towards Rockbeak to comfort him, but just turn my head and walking, following the trail. I need to make a perception.
No, it's fairly obvious enough as you are able to procure one of the nearby torches that are used in patrol and take it with you into the jungle following the trail.
Alright. She's that's 3 speed higher than me, so still she's gonna be quite a bit a ways ahead of me, but I'm gonna be following as best I can.
Aurelia, you come across Oenir's huddled form after some time of tracking, and near you will spot the light coming towards you before it actually reaches you. If you would like to react to that, as a torchlight breaks the darkness in the forest and begins moving towards you.
I will attempt to hide, but it's I crawl away. I crawl to the other side of the fig tree, but I leave this just sprayed about this area, just this all these ingredients from all these herbs, and what's left of the satchel as well has been taken off. So an obvious sign that I was here just seconds ago. But I'll hide on the other side of the tree, away from the fire, trying to control my breathing as much as possible.
And I make it to the spot and I see the strewn about ingredients and items. I kneel down and begin examining them, see what it may have been, from what I can remember of what it was and what may have been taken.
If you touch the area that sort of the area, it's still sort of there's an obvious place where something is laid down there, and it's still warm.
Thinking to myself, it could be a bad idea to be, letting my presence be known here any more than beyond the light. But knowing this, I'm still deeply concerned for Oenir, and I called out to her. Oenir, if you can hear me, I'm not here to hurt you. I need you to come out and so I can help you. Rockbeak was misunderstood. A trick played on him by a spirit. He's not with me. I came alone.
A moment passes as you hear from the other side of the tree you're standing next to.
look over there.
Why? You just hear the words, why?
I'm not sure how to explain what happened. I don't really understand it myself. I have been away. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what I came back to.
You hear heavy breathing
I'll
on the
begin
other
to-
side of the tree, yeah.
We can slowly approaching you and your breathing.
Yeah, I'm up against the root, huddled between some roots there. Watching huge, fearful eyes peer out of the darkness. As you see her, she's got her body covered up with her green cloak, but it's been splotched and is sort of there's various patches, large patches of sort of like a brownish color, mixing with the green. As you smell this heavy scent of blood, as I'm looking at you with trembling eyes, and as you approach, kind of peering away from the fire. Ragged, raspy breathing.
I'm not going to be able to do much here, and I'm not the best barber either. I know that. So I'm going to need you to come with me. Can you stand at all?
I look down, and I slowly shake my head. I need to rest for a while.
I nod. I'll stay here with you then. I'll have to put this torch out though.
I nod at that.
Sort of look down. I won't be much used to you being blind. Still, I'm not going to leave you here.
Oenir is just looking down. I'm just looking down at the ground, and absent-mindedly watching the shadows dance across the from the torchlight against the various small ferns and grasses here. As I seem spacey. I'm not exactly present in this moment. I look as if I'm just not there. As if you're talking to a ghost. I'm just staring forward, wincing. Everything, the entire posture is that of a tremendous amount of pain. As I'm just there, just sitting there, just kind of listening. Or at least you think you're listening. At least you think I'm listening.
I stare at you for a moment, enough to get the image in my mind of where you're sitting. And then I put the torch out. I'll sit and I'll, using my memory of what it used to look like, saying I can't see too much, especially in the darkness, without any light at all. Then which I'm not used to in the slightest. I sit down next to you and just sort of, I get close, but I don't touch you because I'm not totally sure what is injured on you. But I'm gonna just sit close to you and sort of like
I begin to shiver. I begin to shiver as I'm there, just with this cloak around me. As like you hear like the chattering of teeth. As with tremendous blood loss, you lose a lot of body heat. So I begin to slightly shiver.
that's how you cut out.
With the amount of blood loss, my teeth start chattering. As you know, with losing so much blood, you lose a lot of body heat. So I'm clutching the robe around me as I'm just then. My head is bobbing up and down, kind of just on the edge of. I'm trying to stay awake, but I'm starting to dip a little bit. It looks bad, I say.
I wasn't able to see the extent of your injuries or what exactly isn't hurt. But you can lean on me if you're cold.
I try to shift over, and I do eventually get there. As I then just lie there for a while, for a good long moment. It's bad. It's really bad.
You'll live. And I'll protect you best I can.
I'm going to die if I don't. I trail off.
You need to eat them.
I nod.
Well, as I told you before, you can use me if you need to. Some things you have to do even if you don't want to.
A claw begins to emerge from the green, soiled, brown, copper-smelling green cloak. With almost no hesitation, however, Where can I?
What do you mean?
Where on your body can I?
I'm not sure how this works. What?
I'll need to make contact with your blood.
Would my arm
this.
be fine?
Yes.
If you're saying something, I can't hear you.
Yes.
You're cutting out a bit.
That's right. Yes.
I'll extend my arm.
As kind of slowly, kind of like syringes, horrible syringes. 3 claws begin to dig into kind of just above the elbow joint, below the bicep, and begin to sink. And it's fucking painful, man. It's not nice. It's really fucking not nice. It's like some backyard ghetto, Barbary, with like huge, like mangled syringes. But as I do,
We'll have to make a roll to not make any noise from this. Try to be silent as possible.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, you can make a conditioning roll to attempt to avoid, basically be as quiet as possible, not try to draw attention to yourself in the middle of the forest here.
Yeah, 13.
You are not able to stay completely quiet, but at the same token, you do not scream at the top of your lungs, so to speak, but you're making enough noise that someone could find you if they were looking for you, and anything nearby would be
I'll
like...
try to like cover my mouth with my other hand as best I can too, to kind of muffle the noises, the moans of pain that I'll be making.
the process stops, but then you can hear sniffling coming from Oenir in the darkness. You can't see her, but she's crying. She's sad. But regardless, the process does continue. As yeah, I suppose I can make a roll to see how much I take. But if Thomas's character is willing, I
I
will.
mean, I'll let you take how much you need. I
Yeah,
just,
I
I'm
will.
not
I will.
sure. When I said I'm not quite sure how much is needed, so I'm like, all right, I trust you to take what you need in this moment.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take 3 points of vigor from you.
All right.
So put me back up to 13. And this will come at a rate of 1 per day. As the claws, that claw digs into your arm, there is an eerie silence which falls as in Oenir's body that shallow, or that wasting away is refilled as floodgates have been opened and her body is reinvigorated. And though horribly, 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 horribly wounded still, there is a fullness which returns to her as there is this eerie, slight reddish aura-like effect as really you feel drained and or solitude. You feel drained and lethargic, as if you just were recovering from a cold, or a small fever. As Oenir is feeling invigorated, but conflicted, always.
After the process is over, even though I'm in darkness, I sort of, in pain and feeling a little sickly, but you'll see me smile a bit through it all.
I then rest my head on your shoulder and I say, "Thank you. Thank you so much."
I place the uh, the hand I used to muffle my noises with on your head. You're always welcome. You are my family.
I'll be able to move again soon. I can do that now.
Just let me know when. I'll rest here with you until you're ready to go.
I nod. And about 15 minutes pass.
I'll close my eyes for the duration of waiting. I'm sort of just resting myself as well.
I think I can try to go now. Where can we go?
Open my eyes and
Dar is... Dar is far. He's where the slug people are. We should perhaps go there.
do you need help to walk?
I will be okay. For a little bit. Only for a little bit. I'll be okay. Yes, I could use some help.
I'll stand up and I'll sort of let you use me as a crutch. And I can't see, so you'll have to lead us in the direction, and I'll help you walk wherever you need to go.
Okay. Question for the flame tender. So how far away?
Yes.
So we're sort of in the very close to the village. Dar, where the slug people are, that's still going to be about a day's travel, even for me, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're moving at top speed unburdened, you can get there in about half a day. But in being injured and in the condition you're in, and taking your time, especially if you wanted to take someone else with you, it would take like a full day to get there.
Yeah. It's going to be a far trip there. What happened? Why? Well, I don't know what to do, Relia.
Well, to begin with, my name is no longer Relia. My name is Solitude. And as for Rockbeak, I'm not sure. He said something about a spirit that tricked him into believing you'd be some sort of enemy, that you've done some wrong. I didn't stay very long for the details, for I was worried about you. But from the way that he showed remorse and through his tears, I could tell that he was truly sorry.
Spirit tricked him.
Yes, a ghost, it sounded like.
A ghost. Another ghost. Another spirit. What are we doing
Seems
here,
that this
Relia?
island is
What is this
littered.
place?
This island is littered with the dead. And it seems they have a stronger grasp on this place. I'm not sure what exactly the implications of that are, but I'll have to investigate further later. Right now, I just want to see you to safety. That's what I'm concerned with.
I don't know where safe is now in this place. I think I need some rest, a long rest. I don't know where. I'm thinking maybe with Dar might be a good place, but Rockbeak is okay now.
Take us to Da.
It's going to be
We'll
far.
go from there.
It's going to be very far. But well, we can try.
As long as you can make it, that's fine.
What about
I'm still not
Rockbeak?
sure.
Rockbeak, is he okay?
Alright. We can try Rockbeak then.
Can you go talk to Rockbeak? Can you go talk to him?
I'll have to keep moving until I can see light.
That's okay. I'll guide you through here. Through here. As I begin to lead, one person crippled, the other person blind. as we make our way towards the outskirts of the slum village.
And then back as we you go back to this village and start trekking back. We'll go to Rockbeak. As Rockbeak, what he's doing during this time. You said you were on your knees crying, Rockbeak. Last time we left you, do you do anything, or do you sit there for some time, or?
I mean, he sits there for a while, and then he gets up and he starts running through the village, looking for a healer or a medic, somebody just screaming for help.
As he begins to get up, he feels something rub across the back of his shell.
I'll spin around, see what it is.
You see the ghost again, except he is material, and he has the blood of Oenir on his finger smeared off of his shell as he licks it.
I want to tear his throat out. I want to make an attack on him.
Alright, you can go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay, I'm going to try to bite him. So, this fucking piece of shit. That's a 37 on attack.
Oh my! You boost. You got a double eight explosion going on. All right. One moment as I check something. So what was your total again?
37 on attack.
Um,
I boost on 5s.
you got 3 boost.
So
This-
that's 10 damage with 1 armor surpass.
plus 3 for the boost. So that's 13 damage, 1 armor surpass. You. All right. Describe what you do. He's not dead, but describe what you do.
Do I bring him into quick?
No, not in the quick either. But you hurt him. What do you do to him?
Can I bite his fingers off?
You can take one of his fingers.
All right, the finger that he just licked the blood off of, I go over there and I bite his finger off and I eat it.
All right, as you rip it off and attempt to eat it, you realize the thing in your mouth isn't a finger. It is a tendril.
What the fuck? I spit that shit out then. I want that. Oh, God.
Covered in goo, and your beak almost sticks together as it's a slimy gelatin-like substance.
Oh, God, no, get out of my mouth. Get it out.
It is
Get it
foul beyond description. It is the worst thing you've ever smelled and taste combined together into one disgusting concoction that is sticking to your roof of your beak, your tongue, everything. It's
I dig it out
slithering
my
down
hand. I
your
get the
throat.
fucking thing out of there. Oh, God.
And you see the thing on the ground is writhing, a small tendril. As you see the creature is no longer an ogre, but a large, and by large I mean it's about 3 feet tall. It is a large candle almost made of flesh. Now has 9 spindly legs that look almost like tendrils or spider legs as it crawls across the ground. And you see a diamond-like capsule atop it that pulses with a dull green light, as its body is the color of flesh, and it looks like a candle made completely out of human flesh, covered in a gelatin-like substance. And you have one of its tendrils still slightly dangling from your mouth as you spit it out, but the gelatin is still stuck to the gelatin, so it's kind of dangling out of your mouth like a noodle.
I get that shit off me. I grab my hand. I rip the thing off me. I throw it on the ground. I want to step on it a little bit. Get the thing away from me.
You rip it all out of you, and the creature scurries backwards at a great speed of a 25 speed.
God
He scurries away from you with, and off into the darkness.
Is he going in the direction that Aurelia and Nier went?
He just went behind the house into an alley.
I won't follow that son of a bitch.
All right, you can follow. You start following along the goo trail, and then you hear a voice in your head again.
Oh, no.
The same thing that happened when you saw the vision.
No, I gotta block it out. La 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 la. I don't want to listen to it.
The voice penetrates into your mind, and you hear it. It's no vision this time, but you hear something talking to you. You hear him talk to you. He says, "Rockbeak, it has been long since you have felt such anger. It's only natural that you would lash out against me. Such is the brutality in your soul, the bloodlust, the hunger. You wish to feast upon her still, do you not? I know. Taste the blood on your shell. Taste it and tell me you do not wish her fey meat in your mouth. Tell me you do not wish the same for Elia. Tell me these things with honesty in your heart, Rockbeak."
Show yourself, you coward! I'm gonna disembowel you and feed you to the vultures. Come out here.
Or should I call you Torgon?
I was just gonna maim you and disembowel you. Now I'm gonna kill you slow. I'm gonna kill you real slow. Show yourself, you abomination, coward!
Torgon, you're showing weakness again. And then all of a sudden
Yeah.
it shifts and you hear it go to the voice of your clan elder. It's like,
Torgon, you're showing weakness again. Do you need to be reminded what happens when you don't support the clan? Do you need to be reminded of why you've been excluded from all the breeding pools? You want to be kicked out of the next breeding section too?
I'll show you all weakness. Come on. I'll show you weakness, you cowards.
It's like, yeah, you're gonna just keep screaming and yelling at yourself. Torgon, why don't you do something for the clan? Why don't you go and take that little deer and bring it back as a sacrifice for us? Maybe we'll let you into the breeding pools.
To all the hells with your breeding pools, huh? I'll put you as a sacrifice. How's that?
and then around the corner you see your clan elder standing there, and he's looking at you. It's like,
Torgon, you should have never left. You can't make it without us.
Oh, I'm gonna freaking attack him.
Alright.
I'm gonna charge at him and attack him.
what attack are you going to use against
I'm
him?
gonna do wrecking ball. I'm gonna roll and wrecking ball into him.
All right, go ahead.
That is a 22.
Dang, you hit him. You don't boost, but you hit him.
All right, so that is 13 damage.
All right, still not in the quick, but you wreck into him. Describe what you do hitting into your elder, and then also describe as it transforms back into this flesh candle as you hit into it. So just incorporate that into your description.
So I start running. I get momentum. I go into my shell. I start rolling, and I bounce and bounce and roll, and then I hit him straight into his little Chthon chest. And as I hit into him, he morphs into this fleshy candle. His tentacles shoot out. And as he gets flattened onto the ground, and I roll over him, and I look back, and he's just, it's like a jello mold. He's just wobbling back up into like his shape and everything. And he just, his tentacles just writhing up, and his nasty fleshy candle just popping back into shape and just staring at me.
And now your shell is covered in the same gelatin-like substance. Again.
I'm too angry to care. I want to kill this thing.
Once again, it will scurry off into the darkness. At its 25 speed, quickly outmatching Rockbeak's meager speed, leaving him to nothing but the voices again as he hears the voice call out, this time in a different voice. This time in the voice of the angel of Reshura, the spirit of Reshura. This voice is calling out to you, but this voice is different. It might actually be her. You're not sure right now. You know vaguely. How much theology do you have?
0.
You have heard tales that heroes and champions of the divine will be saved from hardships. That's all you really know. And you understand that some spirit is taunting you now, and Reshura may have sent a servitor to help you. You're not sure. This is like...
In Rockbeak's mind, he's not being tricked again. For all he knows, everything that's happening to him is this damn fucking flesh candle, this fucking fleshlight is coming after him, and he ain't gonna fucking fall for his tricks again.
You hear her voice again. She says, Rockbeak, what has happened? What is this thing that beseeches you?
I'm not falling for your tricks again, you demon. I know it's you. Come out and face me like a man.
You see her appear on the rooftop of a shack. It's like, Rockbeak, listen and hear. I am servitor of Reshura. I am a servitor of our goddess.
Yeah. You don't think I can climb, can you? You flesh monster. Well, I can climb. And I'll start trying to climb up there to get to her.
All right, make an athletics check trying to climb up this very rickety shack that may very well collapse onto you.
It's probably going to. Somebody's probably sleeping. I'm going to fall on top of him and crush him. I got a 12.
All right, you start climbing, and then your weight put so much pressure onto the wall, you peel a piece of the wall off that was like shoddily tied on with some rope, and you fall backwards.
And now I'm stuck
It's
on my
not
back.
It's not like a large fall or anything.
Now I'm stuck on my back and I can't get up.
And then this thing dissipates again, and you hear a new voice. You hear the voice of the woman that you saw in your prison cell from the Calfar. And you see her standing above you, extending her hand to you as you're on your back. It's like, you've helped me, Rockbeak. Let me help you.
I'm not gonna be taken by your tricks again, demon. It's not gonna happen. I can get up off this by myself. And I just try to futilely roll back and forth to get some momentum so I can get back upright.
As you roll, and then bam, you're back onto your feet now. This woman's still extending the hand to you.
I don't care what form you take, demon. I mean, if that's the one you want to die in, that's fine by me. And I attack him.
All right, make another attack. Are you doing a bite attack this time?
I'm gonna bite him. Yeah, I'm gonna bite
yeah.
him. Oh crap! Here we go. That is 28.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a big number right there.
And I boost on 5s.
That's one boost. So how much damage is that?
So
Plus
that's
one?
11 with 1 armor surpass.
All right. Still not in the quick, but describe how you bite into this form.
She has her hand extended to me. I go over there and I bite her hand deep into the wrist, almost taking her wrist off, and I spit it all out.
And then as you bite into it and you go like that, you're biting into another tendril as you spit out more glops of goo. And
I can do this all during the long night, creature. You're not going to escape me. I'm going to have my vengeance.
The direction Oenir went.
I start walking off after him.
All right, you waddle off after him, and then
with my 13 speed, so fast.
You see Oenir's crippled form limping back into camp. Please take it from here, Oenir, as you see Rockbeak running up towards you.
As I see Rockbeak there, I kind of look around, as if looking for something, maybe someplace to hide. As I see you running towards me, I then stop. What is wrong? I look as if I'm about to.
There you are.
Jump up a
now
tree.
You're taking the form of my friend. You got no bounds, do you, demon?
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to scramble up a tree. With this, he's obviously insane. I'm gonna attempt to just jump up the tree.
You see Oenir begin to scramble up a nearby tree.
What's wrong with you? Leave me alone. Why'd you attack me?
You can't play those tricks on me again, demon. I can climb trees. We already been over this. I'll go there and try to climb a tree too.
You see Oenir, supported by Relia, begin to walk up the path now.
Oenir, Relia, you gotta help me kill this demon. This is the one that tricked me. I got him up a tree now.
Really? What? Can I
see anything out here now?
Can I see anything? Yeah.
Yes. You see Rockbeak standing over there, and there's still torchlight from the village nearby.
I still have my blade on me.
Yeah.
Can I see what's in the tree? Apparently.
You see yourself walking up with Relia, and also you see yourself up in the tree. I'm not going to reveal to everyone just yet which one is the real Oenir, but
Sure.
yes. Yeah, so you can play both as if they were you for now.
Sure. So the Oenir next to Relia will say, "What is this? What's going on?" As she starts to back away into the back into where they came from, back into the brush. As the Oenir up in the tree will peer over towards Relia and say, "Relia, help me!" What? She will look aghast at the creature that's with her. "What's going on?" she will say up in the tree.
So at the Aenir at my side.
Here, I'm gonna need you to get somewhere safe.
I'm staring down the Aenir that was, trying to climb up the tree and stuff. I'm staring that one down. So I'm gonna kind of slowly back up with the Aenir, that I'm with, and then I'm gonna back up with that Aenir and begin to like get somewhere safe to kind of set her down somewhere safe, like next to a tree.
The Aenir with you, Relia, will attempt to hide, but peer from around the corner. As the Aenir up in the tree will then try and climb higher and higher and higher, and say, "Please, what's going on? Stop this!"
I'm gonna set the Aenir that I'm with down next to a tree. I'm gonna draw my sword. I'll look over at Rockbeak.
Rockbeak, I know neither of us are very good at climbing, but we both know who the enemy is here, right?
I told you. I told you I didn't do it. I told this thing here. This thing here made me do it. It's gonna pay. I'll knock the damn tree down if I have to.
I'm just sort of watching the in here in the tree, and then I'm gonna look back and forth between in here. I sit down, make sure there's nothing, creeping up on or anything. Kind of like a tense moment for sure. I'm trying to kind of keep an eye on both of them and watch them both.
Rockbeak's gonna start trying to roll into the tree, and if he can't knock it down, he's gonna shake that thing loose up there, and make it fall.
All right.
She'll start
Rockbeak
to-
rolls and hits into the tree. I'm gonna need Oenir to make me a athletics check to prevent yourself from getting knocked loose from Rockbeak's attack. And Rockbeak, go ahead and roll an attack roll versus that to see if you hit the tree harder, if Oenir holds on harder.
I got 22.
18 as Aenir, as I'm in the tree, as I'm screaming out to Relia. "Relia, help! He's..." the tree snaps. What happens?
And Oenir collapses to the ground and falls into a nearby bush.
I cringe at this a bit, but even I feel like I know what the real thing is. I kind of cringe at this, and I just kind of grip my sword tighter.
Careful, really. It's got a bunch of tentacles. It's like this fleshy light thing, like a candle or something. I don't know what it is. Some sort of demon.
You see that I'm looking kind of sickly, and I'm trying not to show it, but you definitely see I'm not in the best of shape. I'm looking pretty bad. I look like I'm genuinely sick at this moment.
Aenir starts moving.
My hand
towards you.
is slightly shaking.
"Relia, please help me. He's trying to kill me. Relia, please." I start making my way towards you, away from Rockbeak, running away from him, limping.
You can't trust it, really. You can't trust it.
I glimpse back at the rally I sat down to see what she's doing.
She's not
Yeah,
there
now you
anymore.
sit down.
She's disappeared.
For a slight moment, I kind of lose my focus for a bit as I kind of think to myself, like, well, she was just there, but I'm gonna regain my composure, and I'm going to attack the Oenir who came from the bushes.
Alright, roll my defense.
All right, make your attack on her.
So, make sure I see what this is.
19. Oh, that's gonna be.
I didn't write down my attack, I don't think. I'm gonna
That's
calculate
actually
this.
gonna
I
be
didn't-
16. 16, sorry.
Alright. I don't know why I didn't write down my attack like that, but I got a 18.
Alright, you get me. I got 16.
All right, as you swing your sword, correct?
For some reason, I could have swore I don't have my damage or my attack here. I don't know what exactly is up with that, but
All right,
Is
well
that
you
a Kepesh?
swing.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like my character sheet been slightly messed up. I could have swore I had that there, but oh well.
Alright, it's
We just need
3.
quick
It's
calculation.
326 is the stats for the Kepesh.
All right. That's 2 plus the base damage. That's 5, isn't it?
Yep.
5 damage.
Yep, and then you cleave into this Aenir, and then as you cleave into it, your sword slides off the creature's form as it is revealed as the gelatin, and your Kapesh slides off effortlessly, not even penetrating its gelatin-like layer, as the creature begins to attempt to run again at an extraordinary speed, trying to retreat into the forest.
Rockbeak, after it!
I kind of point over there towards them, sort of seem to be short on breath a bit, but
I
pointing
think
after it.
Rockpig starts running after it, but I mean, he's not gonna do. He's gonna catch it, but he's gonna try.
For the Flame Tender.
Don't let it take you too far.
Can Aenir attempt to pursue?
Yes. It is running at a speed of 25 right now.
I'm with my quick penalties. I'm at 23.
All right, make a roll to attempt to chase this thing down.
All right. Athletics running. Is that gonna be Dex base?
Yes.
Okay. That's gonna be 18.
Ooh, you're actually able to catch up with it.
All right. And if I'm able to, I will attempt to strike at this hideous monstrosity.
All right, go for it.
Attempting to also slow it down. We'll see if we can. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's gonna be. Oh, that's a 1d8. That's great. 1. That's 22 total.
All right, you connect with no boost.
All right. So it does. I'm going to do 4 damage, 0 armor surpass. If I
All right,
succeed,
you are going to do no damage to it. You don't penetrate its armor.
okay. So as I scrape it, and it's sort of thick gelatinous muck that covers his body, absorbs the shock of the damage of the claw. I then dart away from it, roaring, screeching at this thing. In the distance, you guys can hear Oenir is the sound of Oenir is yelling and is screeching in the darkness of the jungle.
What does Rockbeak and Relia do? Do you continue in pursuit?
Yeah, Rockbeard is going towards the sounds. He's trying to run as fast as he can.
I want to go to as far as I can see. Yeah.
And in the meantime, Anir, you begin to see the darkness around you starts to move and writhe. And make a escape artist roll. A sleight of hand escape artist roll.
Sure. Okay. 20 plus 4. Ah, shit. That's only gonna be a 6.
All right. You see the darkness as you dart into the darkness. As your custom, assuming safety and hidden in the bushes and in the dark. The darkness itself turns against you under Armand's watchful eyes as the tendrils wrap around your arms and wrap around your legs, restraining you. And then a blanket of darkness goes over your face, a darkness so thick and impenetrable it blinds even your eyes as you are smothered in it, unable to make a sound, unable to make a move. And then you see we will return to Rockbeak and Relia as they rush out, unable to find Oenir. But they see this creature standing plainly in plain sight.
What have you done with her?
You both hear a voice in your head. The game has come to an end. You are no one for fun, Torgon. And you hear this in your head as well, Relia. You hear Torgon. And then he's like, kill each other, or I will kill your friend.
What are you doing this for? What do you have to gain from it?
Power to my god. He says almost like a sick satisfaction in his voice.
There's only one person that's gonna be dying here, and that's gonna be you, you sick fuck.
If you attack, your friend will die with me.
Robbie just looks at Relia, like expecting her to have some sort of magic. Whoever asks for something, he doesn't know what to do.
I just kind of glance towards the ground a bit.
Both of you make a theology roll. Actually, Rockbeak isn't even going to be able to. He has 0
he
theology.
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have theology, so.
I got 20.
Oh, nice. You staring this thing down, hearing it talk to you. You recall something your totem spoke to you with. Vizu. He told you. He believed there was some creature, some demon, haunting the island. A creature, a servant of Fuchsia, of brutality. And he spoke to you about him and warned you against him And while you're not sure what this creature is supposed to be, this sounds like it. He warns you. He would speak in your mind, as this creature does. He warns you it will appear as loved ones, as this creature does. He warns you it will try to turn you against one another, as this creature does. And he also told you one key thing. The creature is powerless and cannot harm you. It can only tempt you into harming one another. And Solitude may do with this as she will.
Power to your god, you say.
I sheath my weapon.
It's almost amusing that something like you, a servant of brutality, can't actually harm anyone. I can play your games all night, but we're not making a move to kill anyone.
What do you mean? We can take him.
You see the light above its head just begins to flicker like violently, and it kind of begins to vibrate, and its gelatin starts vibrating and shaking like a slime. You seem to have stirred up something within this thing. You would almost say anger, if spirits can even feel such a thing. Like, are they truly capable of such things? You've heard something about spirits being more human than human, but at the same time, you've never really seen a spirit before. Are they above anger? Do they feel these petty emotions? You're not sure, but something dwelling within this thing.
I began slowly walking towards it.
So tell me, creature, how does it feel to be such a failure? To not even be able to accomplish things that your god wishes. You have to make others do it.
He's like, how dare you speak ill of Fuchsia, the brutal. I shall show you brutality, girl.
As then Oenir is freed from her dark tendrils, and Relia, make a sleight of hand check.
So, skills that you don't have any points in get a -4, right?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh,
doesn't matter.
Yes!
Yeah, 31.
So
Yes!
that's a 20 then, because you.
That's
you put
double
plus
eight.
one
No,
for
that,
the
that,
-4.
yeah, that one, that's 'cause I have 5 dexterity.
Oh damn! Yeah, shit. Never mind.
Double eight.
She doesn't even move.
Oenir is freed from these tendrils as the tendrils shoot towards Relia and attempt to bind her. And how does she evade them?
How many of them are there?
Just all the darkness around you is enclosing in you, like trying to encapsulate you as the darkness comes alive around you. It's like multiple different tentacles coming after you, and like you can like slide between the gaps or run up a tree and do like a backflip. I don't know. You rolled ridiculously high. You basically, the cinematic floor is yours.
I'm gonna slip through a couple of them. I'm gonna get a foothold and jump and run and jump up using like a root. I'm gonna jump up it, grab onto a branch, and then kind of kick myself off towards it. I'm trying to get in this thing's face. I'm trying to upset it as much as possible.
As you do all of this, you literally end up landing literally right on top of it. Its gelatin sticks to your hand as you land on it, as its tendrils intertwine with themselves, almost getting the tangible darkness tangles itself. And Rockbeak sees all this going on as well. Oenir is nearby in a bush, just recovering from being smothered by the thing. And Relia jumps onto this thing. You knock him to the ground, and he writhes under your body.
I'm trying to grab it. It's like it's a light thing. I'm trying to grab it.
You grab his diamond-shaped light above his head, and it begins flickering violently, and it has like a cold touch to it. This place is very warm and humid, like a tropical environment, but this thing is ice cold. It's like grabbing a shard of frozen glass as you grab a hold of it.
I was gonna just stare into it and talking to it.
You should run. Flee while you can. This island does not belong to you or your god. You have no power here at all. Only feeble tricks. You're utterly powerless and pathetic. You're no servant. Just a failure trying to mock up its lesser qualities by making others do everything that it can't do.
It will lash out against you telepathically, saying,
You've always been alone. You're going to stay alone. They don't care about you. They'll never care about you. Your loneliness will follow you to your death. If you end them now, Fuchsia will grant you something, a purpose you never had. Praise his name with their blood. Spill the blood of those who have abandoned you.
Well, you see, my loneliness, my fate to die alone, I take comfort in it. I am happy to have this life. So much that I took it as my name. Solitude. Your tricks won't work on me, Spirit.
he writhes in frustration and slowly dematerializes before you, and you just collapse to the ground where he once was. And then all the darkness, all this living darkness dissipates, and both of you are able to see Relia sitting in a pile of goo.
I'll slowly pull myself to my feet.
Really, are you alright?
I'm fine. I'm more concerned about Oenir.
Hunched over.
I'd look around for an ear.
You see me hunched over just some ferns very close by. As I'm looking up towards
I
you two.
I go over there toward the near, or I start to go over there.
I look like I'm about to flee, but then I stop. I'm like, are you okay, Rockpeak?
I'm so sorry, Anir. I go over there and I hug Anir, but I don't want to hurt her. And it's weeping all over her.
I sort of shiver a little bit, but I don't reject that. What happened? What was that thing? It took me somewhere, and now I'm here. Solitude? I say, looking over it.
I started going, kind of trying to like rub her face, and I realized I had like goo all over my hands. I kind of stopped, but
You're fine. It's just there's nothing that could hurt you. Just a monster.
Is it gone?
It sort of shows that even monsters know when to run. It knew it was powerless.
Let's get
We should get back.
Let's go
Yes,
back.
we need to get you tended to.
I go over there and I try to help Anir walk. Me and Rockbeak, sort of kind
I
of.
mean, Rockbeak, we can try to pick her up and carry her.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's strong enough to do that, I imagine. So.
Just gonna carry her like a little baby in his arms.
Yeah, he's strong enough if you would let him do it.
Yeah. I do.
Also, we're walking close by, sort of scanning the area around us as we walk to make sure that nothing comes upon us.
And then we will switch back to Daw, the speaking tree, as he sits, oblivious to the going-ons. And sits, and he can do nothing but thank, do nothing but recall his past. As we go and we take an image, we look into Daw, the speaking tree's mind, as we look back into his past, before the island, before the loss of his eyes, back to his home.
What Dar is currently thinking of would probably just be the scream, as the most horrible thing he remembers. Even when he had his sight, the cries of agony, the cries of bloodlust and pain, all mingled together, is what rings in his nightmares. From like for pretty much any other time he closes his eyes. Uh, the enforcers, the gods' holy might, the spider, the fallen angel, the horror, the slaver, and the haunt. Enemies of the Eternals, their kin, and their allies. They came at night when his people had taken root in the soil. Many did not even have time to fully awake before they were burning. And all was burning, screaming. He remembered his father, uh, his face ashen and worn, next to a mighty blessed beast of the forest, a chosen champion of Yulnak, fighting side by side against grossly massive spiders and screaming marauders, metal masks made of nightmares. Stone monsters with wings rained huge arrows from above as their forces on the ground burned the forest by touching the trees with flaming hands. One by one, the Eternals died, screaming. His body quivered with pain as thick blood sap poured from the back of his legs, where the tall spider thing had jabbed her bloody black fangs. She lifted him into the air by his neck as he feebly clawed at her insectile mandibles. Is this your spawn? Is it not, witch? Witch Elder Bimashia? The voice spoke Thraxan like its native tongue, though the voice was hollow and rasped like a knife through the ash-filled air. His father, tall and strong, froze. The beast at his side whimpered, its great hide dripping with the foul blood of the invaders, as well as its own. How do you know my name? How did you find us? How do you know my family? The great orc's voice quivered with exhaustion. We know you, mage. Large is the spider's web, and attentive are her many legs. The townsfolk's lips are easily loosened with wine and gold. Silly, silly tree. You were too quick with your aid, it seemed. Dar felt himself falling. The ground rose to meet him, and the soil and underbrush that had been his home did little to break his fall. Before he could catch his breath, he felt cold, unholy, blighted steel, blighted iron. He was not sure. He had never encountered metals before. Touched the back of his neck as he lay on the ground. Surrender, witch. Your son will live if you do. See his tears. Do you know his pain? I know your arts, heretic witch. And I know you can see his thoughts. Hear his heart. Would you watch those thoughts fade? I wonder. Lay down your staff and send your beast away. Too much blood has been shed already today. Dar pleaded with his family, silently, as loudly as he could within his mind, to let him die, to let every last one of these monsters die with him, to burn and kill and crush them all, to shepherd their trees, to live and return to the Garth to how it once was. He will live. I cannot lie to you, Witch, can I? I know. Use your heretical powers. Fathom my resolve. Do I attempt to deceive you? Dar felt his father grow closer. No. Dar felt rather than heard a mighty thud as his father's great war staff, carved from the flesh of an oak, ancient and mighty, handed down through his family for generations, landed in the blood-slick mud next to him. Faster than usurper's lightning, the cursed metal leapt from the nape of his neck and returned, slick with blood. The beast roared and charged. There was a flash of light and fire, and the roar turned into a scream. Dar was lifting again. He did not open his eyes. He was sobbing, screaming. The battle raged for what seemed like years. The orcs were kindly folk and slow to wrath, but this glade and garth were the forest of Yilnock, and housed treasures greater than all of their lives. Young, old, men, women, and children all took up clubs, stones, farming tools, even their very fists against the enforcers. All were butchered, screaming. Finally, all ablaze, except Dar and him. The torches and flaming fists of the Inquisitor's guard would not set him alight. He stood, ancient and powerful. His branches shook with rage, and his great bows swung slowly like battering rams, crushing the tiny, cursing army that surrounded him. Dar, chained in blighted metal, could only watch as the spiders came. They covered him with some form of oil, some form of unholy potion, and began to sing dark angel songs. Dar's face was grabbed, and the Spider Queen, the Grand Inquisitor Helrane, as he came to know her, raised his eyes to hers. Her 8 glistening, glinting black orbs studied him slowly. Do you like what you see, little one? Dar whimpered, trying to pull away. Where were the townsmen, the ones they had saved? The sick, the lost, the hurting, the ones that had helped in the hour of need. The orc child kicked feebly. The ground slipped all around him with the unholy, burning thing. Unfazed, the armies of his enemies marched through it, but all around was screaming. Don't worry, Papa. All will be over soon. Her fangs dripped. The vial of abomination drew close enough to whisper, I know you are scared, little one, but all will be over soon. You will live. You see, you are very precious to us, my dear. Part 12, yes? Oh, what things we will learn from you, and what things we will learn together. But first, screaming. The grandfather tree, the ancient eternal, screaming. And suddenly pain and darkness. Dar felt the fangs twitch inside his skull. Don't worry, Papa. You will never be troubled any more by these visions. Never again. And, yeah, Dar is still in shock. For unlike the screamings which he heard before, there was only silence. The chirping of crickets and the odd noises of these things which surrounded him, which speak his broken tongue. He saw a friend die in the light of these glinting moons, just as they were glinting in that fateful night, between the boughs of the trees that shimmered and burned into the sky. This time there was no scream, except his own. Only the silence. And Dar feels a rage rising within him. How could they? How dare they? They promised to help. They promised to serve alongside each other, and they turned. Traitors. Traitors, how dare they? They are my friends. This hurts all the more. Dar rises to his feet and returns his vision to his staff. He knows the way back to the village now. And he, still exhausted, looks around him. The slug people who were startled by his screams, by his rage, come to see what was happening. He's shaking as the growths that have grown from his wounds in the shape of branches are trembling as if blown by an unseen breeze. His face is masked with rage. No cloth hides it now. He is with blind sockets and twisted, curling tusks, a mask of anger, rage, as a demon. He marches to the ladder which leads down to the forest floor. He picks up the rope ladder, and he throws it down. And he is going to march back into the village and kill everything. Unless any of the slugs stop him, or there's a crocodile or anything. He's gonna fuck shit up.
The slugs do not get in his way. They're still scared of him. And they will, they're all too happy to let him go. Let this terrifying tree man leave their village. They help him down. And
as he's marching off from, he turns and says, "Give me a torch."
they provide you with one instantly, and like at your request.
I will be back. And I try to do some quick maths in my head and point my face directly towards the leader so he can see inside my skull. Inside the wounds that
The slug bodies jiggle in fear.
and off he goes.
As
One
Daw
hand
begins
holding
this
his
treacherous
weapon.
trek through the wood. It's going to take him nearly a day to return to the village.
Yep.
And with that, as we wait for Daw to reach the village, what are the rest of you doing in the village proper while we wait for Daw to get there?
For 24 hours. Solid marching. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm taking Oenir back to the village to get healed and everything. So when we get back in there, I get all the healers and everybody there and get her blankets and stuff on her and keep her warm and stuff like that, and try to heal her.
Yeah, the adventures of the day, traveling the entire day. I probably would be trying to get some sleep. I'll be trancing / knocked out unconscious from the tremendous amount of pain that I'm in.
I'll just be trying to watch over her.
All right, and with that, we will move on to day 1 of Cycle 5001.
Yee-hee!
We made it.
And anyone who is injured and resting, you can make a conditioning roll to recover health as normal.
I automatically recover health.
Yeah, you automatically do, but for everybody who's not so blessed as Daw.
He is well endowed. Haha.
First things first, anyone who's injured in the village, go ahead and give yourself an automatic 1 extra health because of the barbers tending to you, and then make your roll after that.
Nice. Okay. So.
All right. Ooh. Yep. So Oenir is gonna heal another point as on top of her, Barbara. So Belia, are you injured? Solitude, I should say. Are you injured?
Yes. Well, that way the big damage injured me, didn't it?
All right.
Then the feeding the near did not hurt me.
Yeah, it lowered your maximum health.
Yes.
So
That comes
oh,
at
that
a rate
actually
of 1 per
means
day. Yeah,
yeah,
it
that
comes back automatically.
return.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that so yeah, just one of it returned to you now. All right. So
Rockbeak doesn't leave a near side the whole time.
and Rockbeak's not injured or anything, anyways, is he? Right?
No, it's just his spirit, and his
Yeah, I'm standing
conscience.
close too.
All right. So all of you are basically just hanging out and resting, not doing anything particularly significant. As then, Daw, finally, he's been awake for literally 3 or 4 days now, straight, and he just
I
marches
have
into
like
the village.
I ain't marching into shit. I'm gonna hide in the forest and wait till nobody's looking, and I'm gonna sneak in and burn this fucking town.
All right. Go ahead and make a stealth roll as it's daylight is now back and people are getting moving and there's guards patrolling and everything like that. So
I am not trained in stealth. I fucking am trained in stealth. When did that happen?
that was on when you were traveling to with Oenir.
Yeah, and you're trying to be a
Yeah.
tree and just sit there and not be attacked.
Yeah, fair. Well, that's a total of a 12 for stealth.
They got a 10. Daw evades the patrols. And
pretend
Like,
to be a
just
tree.
imagine that. Just everybody, just take a second. People listening and playing, take a second to imagine this giant walking tree just stealthily moving by everybody as they go about their business, dude. They
Has
don't
this
see
tree
him,
always
dude.
been here? Yeah. Oh yeah, him no more than us. So okay, sure. Oh god.
so yeah, as people go about their patrols, you blend in with the foliage in the nearby jungle and keep your distance just far enough away that they don't notice you and you see your opening. The patrols are past. No one's on the street.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna sneak to. Is there a fence around this village?
No. There is around the farm, but not the village.
I'm not gonna burn the farm. That'd hurt the trees. That'd be upset. I'm gonna take. So I don't think I can make it all the way through town to find Rockbeak. But am I anywhere near where Oenir got attacked?
Yeah, that was like on the edge of the village. So if you came in that direction, yeah, you can be basically really, really close, within a few meters of where she was attacked.
I think unless someone picked
is-
it up and he wouldn't have done it or thought so, probably the deer carving might be around. Unless
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
I don't know.
trampled into the mud a little bit, but you still see it's like protruding out of the muck in the road.
So I'm gonna collect that, and I'm gonna get even more angry. And I am going to. Is there still a blood trail there? Has it rained in the past day?
It has not rained. No, there is like dried blood all about.
Okay, it's leading off into the forest again.
Yep.
Dar is immediately going to forget burning everything to the ground. Going, oh, good, fuck, she could still be alive. He's going to drive the torch, which he was carrying, into the mud, putting it out, and then follow the blood trail. Does it lead both in and out of the forest?
Yes.
No, he's going to not bother going all the way into the forest. He's going to just follow the fresher trail.
And it will lead to Rockbeak's home.
Oh, he better be fucking not eating her. So yeah, he's going to walk up. Still with that 12 stealth, and so that if there's any more guards, but yeah, he is going to kick the door down. which is
All right,
-1 strength.
Rockbeak. You this is a flimsy door. You don't even need to roll for it. But
I'm
Rockbeak,
gonna
you
roll Carpenter. I destroy the door. I get 32.
A
all right.
strength-based
So,
carpenter roll.
Yeah, strength-based Carpenter roll. Get fucked. I know exactly what's happening to that
so
door. It's splintered.
Solitude and Rockbeak both sit there next to Anir in Rockbeak's hut.
Rockbeat was
With the
probably dozing off, like sitting next, watching over, and he's probably like sleeping, like with drool hanging
get
out
the
of his
best
beak.
barbers in the village here tending to her, and then bam, the door gets kicked open.
I draw my sword immediately.
What's going on? We under attack?
Da is going to come striding, slowly, but striding, into the room. His walking staff a blur as he passes it from one hand to the other, swinging it side to side in the ancient flowing river style. As the brook runs through the glade and wears it into a valley, is how the orcs learned how to use their great big wooden, almost like halfway between a club and a quarterstaff. So he's coming in battle ready, and Rockbeak was the one that attacked Oenir, from what I saw. So I'm gonna make a beeline for the boy.
You see Anir is very much alive, laying next to Rockbeak, and you see Solitude is there as well, so you can take that information as you will.
I have my
She's
weapon at
not
the
very
ready.
much not eaten.
I have my weapon at the ready, but I'm sort of, I kind of like, I keep my guard up. Like I'm a little bit surprised to see dog could just moseying on in like this, but I'm still after a whole flashlight as Rugby so awesomely put it. This is what happened with that. I'm ready, staying at the ready. But
So halfway through one of the maneuvers with the flow of the style, he sees that Anir is still there. He just lets go of the quarterstaff and just goes through a wall. He just drops whatever he's doing. It just rockets off. And this is his vision, by the way. It just goes shoom out into a courtyard. It gets just rolls along in the mud. He drops it and then just makes a beeline to the bed to make sure she's okay, grabbing the bedpost or whatever, or just if anything's wooden nearby, he grabs the dough, brushes some mud off it, and holds it up, and just gets as many angles as he can to try to make sure that she's fine.
So the human women barbers are utterly displeased and angry and horrified at this thing. They start to scream. The screams start to wake up in here a little bit as she's sort of in a drugged state. From all the administrations.
If these motherfuckers are getting in between me and my friend, I'm rolling intimidate on them.
All right, go ahead. Let's see if Doc can pull it off again.
6 and a 7, not bad. Plus a 2. Oh, it's -3. That's a 6. God damn, low presence. Yeah, that's a 6. Intimidate.
All right, they're not intimidated by you. They stand there and keep bickering over you and like trying to shoo you away, saying that they're sensitive work and whatnot. Just as you see Anir begin to come to, and you see Rockbeak and Solitude are literally just sitting there like, what? Like, what's going on right now? And the Nir is probably even more confused, waking up.
Yeah.
What's going on? Why are you barging in like this?
It's the slug people.
You. And he's like he He's ready to fight every one of y'all. He's ready. How dare you? And he's like, he's balling up his fists. And he's standing at the ready with, like, he's holding the dough out in front of him and holding, like, his fist in the other, staring at a wall. not really telegraphing where he's looking. And he's just standing there ready to fight. How dare you? She is my friend, Rockbeak.
What are you talking about? Who?
And I'm gonna throw a punch at Rockbeak.
Like reaction. Let's see what reaction for Rockbeak.
So I have one brawl, which I didn't know that I had. So yeah, rolling reaction. I get a shit. That's not bad. I get a 19.
Oh yeah, you beat Rockbeak's reaction. You got a 10.
So yeah, I'm gonna take a swing.
Alright, make the swing. Make the defense, Rockbeak.
Great. That's a 5. Oh yeah, I'm Dexy. That's a 10. 10 with a punch.
I got 12.
Yep, so go ahead and describe how you evade Doss taking a swing at you.
And I'm just like, what are you talking about? And I just see this
really slowly,
this slow. Yeah, I just step aside. I step out the way slowly, just lazily move out the way, and just look at him like confused as hell.
You attacked my friend. I guess I'm gonna take another swing.
Rockbeak
It was a misunderstanding.
It was because of a monster. A spirit.
I'm gonna go into my shell. Just go into my shell and be defensive.
I guess I'm just gonna start like punching your shell. I have like -1 strength and no armor surpass, so it's gonna do literally no damage.
Yeah, how much armor rating do you have, Rockbeak?
I have 7. 7
Yeah,
armor.
I literally can't punch through that.
Yes, his shell is like plated with iron that he molded onto it and everything. So yeah, he is like.
I'm just wailing on it, man. And it's the black metal. It's fucking. It's like, it's part of the blood of the gods, the filthy gods. God damn it!
You hear out of the shell. It's okay, buddy. Just let it all out now. It's all right.
How dare you! It's just fucking. He's taking it out of your shell, man.
Oenir's eyes are opening and closing each time. He's seeing Dar playing the drums.
My mouth's slightly open. I just kind of like lower my sword, like hold it in one hand, just kind of like awestruck by this.
Yeah, 100%. But like, it's like a punch every 6 seconds. So it's like, punk, punk, punk. It's doing nothing.
Some of the villagers starting to gather around as they think there's some sort of like meeting has been called and people are starting to file into the room.
Sound the
whole
drums
village
of war.
hears them like gong and dong dong.
Yeah. So Dar is he's slowly gonna slow down. I need mistletoe. I need nutmeg, and I need yo sap. And he kind of turns back to the bed. What are you waiting
The barbers that are attending to Oenir just kind of look at Rockbeak like he's in a shell and they're they're confused, and one of them like, Commander, what's going on?
I poke my head out like a freaking skexy and like, just give him what he wants. It's all right. He's just mad.
And they'll scurry off and bring you back the things you've requested.
So I'm gonna take a mortar and pestle off one of them, and just hanker down in a corner. Yes, Skexy. Sorry, I just got that joke. He's going to like hanker down in a corner with his mortar and pestle. He's going to grind up the ingredients of it, and he's going to take one of the quills, which he still has on his person, which is sort of woven into his grass skirt. And he's going to make a small incision in his finger, attempting to not poison himself, and just let some of the amber blood drip into the poultice that he's making.
All right, the quills have as you stick yourself into the finger with it, and the blood starts to drip down. The finger does begin to become inflamed around the area where you stuck yourself, but with a very small prick. It's not enough to cause serious inconvenience, but it does make your finger hurt a little bit.
It's contaminated, so I stop it. I stop it dripping into the bowl because it drips very slowly. Because it's my blood's as thick as treacle. And so I'm gonna just yell out like, "I need a knife."
They bring forth a small knife and cautiously hand it to you, seeing all the rage that you've been having.
I'm gonna snatch it off them slowly and carefully, and make an incision on one of my other fingers and drip that into the holster. I'm going to shred it all together till it's formed a dark brown, almost like mud sort of texture, and like it's still like really sticky. And bring it over and hold it above Oenir's head, and bow my head, so lifting it up into the air. He is then going to say, in Flaxen, blood of mine spilled anew. Mend this one for Rock and you. For all that was broken shall be restored. For the 44 and the written word. And I'm going to expend a point of prana to use the salve spell.
All right, as you slather Oenir with this salve, and it is when Oenir slowly comes in and out of conscience. Oenir, you feel comforted, and your pain. It's like a great painkiller and stuff. And
I do need to roll. I do need to roll Barber for this.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. I do have a spell modifier of something like plus 15. But this is a straight Barber roll. So, Barber with intelligence. So this is not going to be... Oh yeah, hopefully should be okay. Oh, okay, 8. Lovely. 8 and a 2. And another 2. Okay, so that's 18. So I do beat that DC.
All right, yeah. All right, so yep, as he slathers it over you, you do feel your pain begin to fade, your fever that was kind of starting to set in fades away, and you feel soothed and relaxed, and it's so much better than any of the other medicine that you've been given, any of the other salves that have been concocted for you, and this is just complete another soothing. It even has a pleasant smell to the salve as well.
Yeah, and as I apply it to wounds, it like slowly begins to bubble. It just like slow like bubbles of just in like the thick sort of like almost like
That's
honey
so cool.
sort of thing. Just uh, and then I'm gonna ask for actually some honey and some moldy bread.
They are able to provide you with such.
And I can do a normal barber roll. Long-term care of a 7 and a 6 plus my barber of 6. That is actually a 21.
Wow.
Sorry, yeah, 21.
All right, and you can spend the day tending to Oenir if no one objects to anything.
Yeah.
And with that, we will go on to the second day as you all catch Daw up on everything that's happened and relay the information to him, I'm assuming.
I haven't really spoken to anybody because I've been upset. But how much from salve for the healing? I don't actually have my book of true names with me at the moment.
I'll look. Yeah.
But yeah, so I haven't really been speaking to anybody. I've just been in like a sullen silence of just being ever so slightly pissed off. But I'm just like, I understand that it was a mistake, but at the same time, attacking a friend is something which you just don't do, even if like you think that they are some sort of traitor or whatever. You have to like, in my mind, Dar's very family and socially centered. So yeah, he needs to.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's like, you don't just attack friends like that. Get fucked.
So a huge improvement starts to come over as Aeneas is still sort of resting. However, she's well out of the quick now, and that salve and those administrations have been just super effective, for lack of a better word. They've really been helpful, and she's no longer in a sort of fevered sort of no longer having difficulty breathing. Her sleep is better, and she's now where it was before. It was like her lower abdomen was torn to shreds and bits of protruding bone. That's now just been tended to, and she's making a full recovery. It seems like.
Yep. Oh, Gucci.
And then we will go into soliloquies as I'm going to have to call it soon for me here. I'm a little bit early, so I apologize for that. But we will
You're good,
go
brother.
into soliloquies now, starting with Daw.
Okay. So Da is trying to calm himself down. He has literally run for an entire day because his friend needed help, and there's part of him which is just thank Yilnock I was not attacked because I don't think I would have been able to defend myself. Like on the day of nightmares, I am an absolute idiot. What the absolute what by the 44 was I doing? But he's just like he's literally just over Oenir, with just a fucking single tear going down his face, being like, "I am so glad you are safe." He's he's exhausted. He hasn't slept for something like 5 days at this point. He even through his staff, he can't see clearly. He's like nodding off halfway through sentences. He's he just wants to lie down. Almost he wants to stand up and put his roots into the soil so he can sleep. But anyway, he's like he is so glad that things have come to it. Like people are safe, that they're looked after, and yeah, he's just going to be saying to himself, "Praise your praise the 44." The emotions I have been feeling have been dark of late. Bitter have been my dream. But I've come through the darkness, through the raging storm, through the fire and through the blinding light. I am safe, and my friends are safe. Much still yet needs to be done. Alliances must be forged. Food must be grown. Weapons must be hewn. If we are ever to escape. Yet now, even for but a small while, I will rest. Work well done. And that's it for me.
Next up, we will hear from Solitude and hear what she thinks of the events that have transpired.
So seeing all this that just transpired with Daw bursting in, and after all the events that have came to pass throughout that night,
With every passing day, I get surprised by more and more things. I hadn't realized the extent, the loyalty Daw and Rockbeak had for their friends, for us. With Rockbeak almost killing Oenir for me. And with Daw bursting in like that, as if he was ready to kill everyone. It's amazing how much bonds can do, can drive a person. It's that monster, that candle creature. It tried to make me feel bad about being lonely and not being noticed, but it noticed me. It heard my words and fled from them. I can't help but to think of how would it be if more listened to me? If I can have an effect like that. It makes me feel hopeful, actually, that one day maybe someone or something can be moved by my words. Truly. In the end, I'm just glad that Oenir is safe and alright. I know for sure that I would be willing to endure any pain for her and for my friends. No matter the course of action, no matter what it takes. They are my strength when I truly need it. And they make me smile, even when I don't need the help. I think we will make it in the end. Death has its place, of course, within all of us. But I believe we'll make it. We'll stave off those marauders. And we'll live to see more days, more cycles together. And we can all be happy. That's my faith and my hope. And I suppose my dream finally being realized. And that's that.
Now we will hear from Rockbeak the Iron Shelled. Let us hear what he has to say on the events that have transpired.
Well, Rockbeak is still sitting there next to Oenir on the bed, and he's just absorbing, and processing what just happened and everything. He just thinks back, and I can't believe I was fooled by some demon, and I damn near killed one of my best friends. I feel so foolish. I feel so weak. I could have killed her, and then Daw, he came at me, and I didn't want to have to fight him. Everything's just going bad now. Damn Aramon, damn Fuchsia, damn them all. But we're gonna get over this. We've been through worse. We can get over this. I gotta be stronger. I can't be fooled again. I can't let people fool me. I'm smarter than this. You're smarter than this, Rugby. You're smarter than this. You're gonna have to just get through it. People need you. They need you for leadership, and you can't go out there and turn on your friends like this. You let them down. I don't know if they're ever gonna be able to forgive me. I hope they can. I'll have to make amends. But it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be real hard to gain their trust back. And I don't blame them if they don't trust me. I wouldn't. I just thought for sure that it was real, and then the fact that Relia was dead, and then that one of my best friends did it. It drove me over the edge. But that fleshy light isn't gonna make me go crazy no more. He'll think twice before trying to fuck with this Chthon and his friends. I just hope that Oenir recovers soon enough. We got so much we gotta do before the sirens come, and we need everybody at their full capacities. I just hope I rest assured that we're gonna make it. At this point, it's anyone's guess, but we're gonna try. We're gonna fight to the last. I just hope we make it. As he just trails off into thought, and that'll be that.
And now we shall hear from Oenir on the events that have transpired.
Oenir lies there on the creaking and slanted, uneven bed. The ancient bed of Arwick Horus, left inside his abode. The big ogre-like form permanently affixed into the terrible straw mattress of stolen. It's a sail which has been wrapped around straw, and that's the mattress.
Mm-hmm.
As I lie there surrounded by my family on this island, I look at Rockbeak, I look at Dar, and I look at Relia. No. Solitude. I look at these three, and I feel warm. The warmth from Dar's salve, massaging and mending. The confusion, the pain from Rockbeak's accusations, his attacks. I still don't understand it. But yet, He looked... He seemed like he wasn't himself. Just like Dar was that morning when the enforcers came, when we were in the cave. It's the spirits. That thing. That, as Rockby called it, that fleshlight. That horrible, demonic thing. How can we fight against such things, such monstrosities, these spirits that attack us? But now, Solitude, she can walk with ghosts. Rockbeak is walking with the people of the island, and Dar is walking with the slugs and the trees. We have to get ready. We have to stop with these forays into the spirit realm, and we just have to escape this accursed isle. I have to keep my family safe. Rockbeak is crying a lot. I do not blame him. Not at all. I blame the spirits. I blame those things which toy with our lives, whatever they may be. They've given us gifts, but they've also given us such pain and such suffering. I've had enough of spirits. I've had enough of them, of everything like that. The only thing that matters here is these. My pack, my family. And I will see to it that we get off this island. Together. Nothing will stop us. Nothing. Nothing at all. As I gaze in the faces of my beloved family, I will not abandon these. Never again. Never again.
And with that, we will end it. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all join us next time. And for reference for everyone in the game and watching at home, it is day 2 of Cycle 5001, the day of planting. We will see you all next time. Goodbye.